I was contrary, I blushed. This is what he considers evil. What an innocent universe, huh? I resented, I lied, I stole, I grudged, I had guile, anger, lust, hot wishes I dared not speak. In other words, I had, sexual urges that I was ashamed of. The wayward, greedy, shallow, sly, cowardly, malignant, the wolf, the snake, the hawk, not wanting in me, the cheating, anyway, it goes on with this repertoire of supposed evils. These are just control issues, I would think, mostly. Anyway, after that, which I think is the weakest part of the poem, but it does endear you to him as a really simple, kind fellow, who's even embarrassed about all these things, things that most of the people you know wouldn't think twice about. Was called by my nighest name by clear loud voices of young men as they saw me approaching or passing, felt their arms on my neck as I stood or negligently leaned, now he's back to his old form, leaning of their flesh against me as I sat, saw many I loved in the street or ferry boat or public assembly, yet never told them a word, lived the same life with the rest, the same old laughing, knowing, sleeping, played the part that looks back at the actor or actress, the same old role, the role that is what we will make it, great as we are, or small as we like, or both great and small. Okay, being called by his nighest name, that's going to reappear. How many are literature majors at all here? How many have read James Joyce? You know, Portrait Artist, a Young Man, you know that book? When James Joyce in that book decides to leave the ministry and go to college, he runs out on the Strand, and has a kind of vision of a beautiful woman that looked like almost a bird. She was so beautiful. And I think as he's walking out or coming back, these boys are calling to him and almost calling him by his nighest name. They say, Stephen, Stefanofora, stuck him, and they're all calling out to him. I have a feeling that Joyce has read Whitman for that scene, although it just may be a coincidence. That's the kind of scene that we have here, if you remember that. I don't know if you remember it, but she does. Anyone else remember that scene in Portrait of Artist, a Young Man? Well, that makes three of us anyway. Okay.
If these are universal feelings, then...
Yeah, they may just be universal, but, I have a feeling some of these people like Nietzsche did read Whitman. And I think Joyce read a lot, so I would have thought that he would have read Whitman. Never mind. Okay, look, I'm not finished with this statement, so hold on. 7. Closer yet I approach you. What thought you have of me now? I have as much of you. He's not talking about the boat or the waves or anything. He's talking again to you. I laid in my stores in advance. I considered long seriously of you before you were born. Who knows? Who wants to know what should come home to me? Who knows where I am enjoying this? Who knows for all the distance, but I am as good as looking at you now, for all you cannot see me. Hey, you don't even know I'm out here right now. He's really moving fast, getting closer to you and closer to you, seducing you in the way he would seduce probably someone of his own kind. I may be right there now, looking at you. Who knows? You can't be sure. And then he back to his other theme about Manhattan, America. Manhattan, in this case, is his home that he loves. And whatever is more stately and admirable to me than mast-hem Manhattan, river and sunset and scalp-edged waves of flood time, the seagulls oscillating their bodies, the hay, now he's repeating his themes, the hay boat, the twilight, the belated light, and what gods can exceed these that clasp me by the hand? And he's walking on the streets, and he sees his, you want to say homosexual? I don't know. Quasi-homosexual friends, at least intimate man friends. There would be no women on the streets that he could, this would be like Baghdad. There'd be no women to be calling out to on the streets. Baghdad, when you're walking around there, I'm sure what's so striking is there are no women anywhere. They're all in the homes hiding. Or, with girders on or something. Surely women wouldn't like to be subjected to that kind of a regime. So I think that maybe you should give those credit who are trying to free people from that, rather than be hostile always, because it is a noble endeavor to try to, because these people cannot free themselves from these things. It's impossible. The cultural things are so heavy and strong, and the weight of the people above them, that it's impossible for them to free themselves. And, you say, well, leave them in their misery then, or whatever it is they're involved in. Well, I don't think that's necessarily the right thing to do, because that can cause serious problems in the universe that we're watching now. People who want to do suicide bombings and blow up cities and stuff, who are frustrated and have a lot of hostility. So you have to weigh those things. Anyway, there's no women here on the streets, and no more than there would be in these other places today. What gods can exceed these that clasp me by the hand, and with voices I love, call me promptly and loudly, there it is, by my nighest name. So once again, he's being called by his nighest name as I approach. Intimate feelings with comrades. In this case, male, quasi-sexual, if you like. At least they touch each other affectionately, put their arms around each other, or their, on their shoulders, or whatever. What is more subtle than this, which ties me, he says it's woman or man, to the woman or man that looks in my face?